it's about that time. We decided we can go do something a little bit different today, add some different elements to what we already do. It's going down, man. Trying to figure out ways to break the algorithm, man. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to all our channels, all our different platforms. Boss Talk 101, Boss Talk 101 Prime Time. It's crazy. We got to get it done, though. Boss Talk 101, what a boss is talking.
What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G, coming at you all the way live. I'm in your space, I'm in your face, and I'm really blessed to be here on this wonderful, wonderful morning. It is August 23rd, 2026, here in the great state of Mississippi. I am your host, Big G, here on the Primetime Network. You are tuned into Prime Time Rise and Grind. Welcome. Welcome, all of you. I'm just looking at the screen. I look like a piece of greasy chicken. And I didn't bring a napkin, so I can't wipe my lips. How y'all doing, man? Scratch that. I got something for that. I got something for that. Ah, nice cool beverage. Early morning, getting to it. How is your morning kicking off for you? How are things going so far? And I'm gonna make reference to something because I'm doing this because I'm proving a point. Now y'all know I just cut my hair yesterday. Y'all know I just cut my hair yesterday. I make reference to this every time I do this. I cut my hair, and the next day I got a full head of hair. Y'all see it. I ain't no sense of me going into that. Anyway, how y'all doing this morning? Y'all know I'm here for a short time, a good time, a long time. Unless that good time becomes worth staying longer. Why y'all still laying down? It's Sunday. It's Sunday morning. If you're in New Orleans, you're supposed to be getting ready to go down to the riverfront. You know what I'm saying? Hit the stretch past Suno, the lakefront. If you're in the SIP, you're supposed to be rolling down 90, cruising the coast. If you're doing your thing and you're hitting 20, make sure you're rolling through Meridian. Stop through and holler at your boy. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Y'all supposed to be up here doing it. Getting up. Getting at it. Making phone calls. Sending texts. Cussing motherfuckers out. I don't care what you do. But do something. Get into it. Stay positive, though. Stay positive. So today, this is pretty serious. It ain't serious, but it's serious enough that we got to mention it. In business, is there really such a thing as doing too much? according to people who don't do enough. Now, I'm just throwing a general statement out there. I'm not saying that's, you know, you're basing it or that's the. Are you doing too much? According to people or individuals who don't do enough. So today we're into something every serious entrepreneur eventually runs into. Somebody telling you, hey man, bro, you doing too much. But my question is too much compared to what? Compared to somebody who ain't doing shit? Because sometimes you're doing too much doesn't mean you're doing too much. It means you're doing more than the person watching you is willing to do themselves. Now, there is such a thing as being stretched too thin. There is such a thing as losing focus. There is such a thing as working hard without working smart. That's not the the the, the, the paradox that we're talking about here. But don't confuse that with somebody else's limited vision. You feel what I'm saying? Of what you're capable of doing and building. Don't let that skew your thought process or change your modus operandi. Do not allow that to happen. Why? Because then you're going to be pissed off and mad at yourself. And the person that's sitting there telling you this shit, they're happy and content because now you've pacified their insecurities. Let them be a sorry some bitch on their own, man. Let them be apathetic and have lack of emotion. Same term. Apathy, lack of emotion. Let them sit there and stew in their own misery. Because when it comes to your business, there is no such thing as doing too much. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and ask all that, am I doing enough? Am I doing what needs to be done to gain exposure, notoriety, for folks to call me for consultation and to contract my services? Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing, man? Before we get too deep off, because this is a serious topic today. It's serious. It's serious because we all deal with people in our lives that are ready to tell us what we're doing, how we're doing what we're doing, when in fact they're not even tendering their own garden. As a matter of fact, they haven't even started to till the soil, turn it over, and have it prepped and ready to plant a seed. They haven't even gotten started. It's just hot air, just conversation, just talking. You know, people do that. So they get to talking, and they don't have no idea, no clue what they're talking about. They just talking and running their mouth, around, not making sense of anything that they're saying, and they just swear, full Lord, that they just geniuses when it comes to their lyrical spit. And they ain't really saying shit. Let's see what we got over here. The comedian Triple P, Triple P, what's going on? How you doing, Triple P? Welcome to the show, man. Make sure y'all tap in with our good brother Triple P the comedian. Um, Always ready to hit the scene, come to your city, lock in with you, and put on a phenomenal show. Triple P, he is undisputed. He is right now challenging all comedians from JB, well, not JB, BJ. I think the white boy's name was BJ. I think that was a picture. BJ, Kevin, Chappelle. He didn't list them all. Cat Williams. He ready to take on the world when it comes to this comedy thing, man. Um, and I love his energy. Big shout out to my brother, the comedian, the, not the. You got to say the in this case. You got to, you know, put that English oomph on it. The comedian, Triple B. Yes. If you're an artist, and you have some music, and your music audio files aren't matching up with your cover art, you need to reach out to us. We got you covered, man. We got you covered. We'll get you locked in, and merge those two files and embed that cover art onto your audio file so it'll travel with that file throughout the life of the record. Get in contact with us. Is your cover art missing when your music plays? Having trouble getting your cover art to display with your audio file? We've got the solution. Just click the link, upload your audio file and your cover artwork, provide the metadata we need, and we'll take care of the rest. In no time, you'll receive a professionally embedded audio file with your cover art attached. Ready for streaming, distribution, websites, DJs, radio stations, and media players. Fast, simple, professional. Upload, embed, play. Your music deserves to look as good as it sounds. Click the link below and let us do the work. If you have not subscribed to Boss Talk Podcast 101, Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime, Inside Speaks, Jarrell Braswell, comedian Jarrell Braswell on YouTube, and of course all of our other affiliates, The Cloud Chronicles, Coach Malachi with True Media Boxing. If you have not subscribed to these guys, you need to do that today. But just as a consummate reminder that we're here for you. Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. Right now, over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. One thing that I've learned about business, everybody doesn't understand the vision while it's being built. No one, except for the individual that has been blessed with that gift to bring it to life. People see you working on Monday, still working on Tuesday, building something else on Wednesday, making another connection on Thursday, promoting on Friday, planning on Saturday, and somehow working again on Sunday. And they say, you need to slow down. Maybe. But maybe you need to mind your motherfucking business. Well, no, let me not go down that road. Stop. Back up, G. Let's keep it kosher. Let's keep it in the middle of the road. Maybe you need to speed the hell up. How about that one? Instead of me slowing down, maybe you need to catch up. The real question isn't, am I doing too much? The real question is everything I'm doing moving me towards the same destination? Because I've already set my goals. I know what I'm working towards. I have a game plan, and I'm executing that game plan, play by play. You definitely don't see it, but I'm busting my ass with this think tank that I do for myself, and the executables I put in front of myself, and then I work them. That's the difference. If I'm running five businesses, not to say that I'm running five businesses, no, no. I told you I don't try to multitask. I run one business, mine, that have nothing to do with one another. No systems, no structure, no revenue strategy, and I'm exhausted trying to keep everything alive. Yeah, that's doing too much. Right? But if I'm building five components that support one ecosystem, which I do, I have one ecosystem and a lot of attachments that bring it to life. Now that's different. That's called building an infrastructure and steadily adding on to it. Steady. Before accepting criticism, consider the source. Somebody with no business telling you how to run yours. Somebody who never took a risk telling you you're taking too many. Somebody who hasn't built anything telling you your vision is too big. Come on now. Come on. Come on, people. Y'all know that don't work. Come on, internet. Come on. Um, Everybody that's out there that's tapped in with me. Y'all know that don't work. You don't have to disrespect them. You don't have to argue with them. But you damn sure don't have to adopt their limitations. Because that's what they want you to do. They're insecure. Don't put yourself into that position. They don't have a vision. Do not sit there and take a step back and evaluate their nonsense because it's just an outcry of hypocrisy. They're not doing anything. Here goes some questions for the audience. Anybody that's locked in with me right now, take this in, right? Who has been telling you that you're doing too much? What have they actually built? Are they concerned about your well-being or uncomfortable with your ambition? Are they giving you wisdom or giving you fear? And when I say giving you fear, that's their fear that they're trying to put on you. You see? And then that kind of seeps into you and your pores and jacks up your energy. And the next thing you know, you're like, oh man, you questioning, should I do it that way? Or I wonder if that's going to work. Or, man, look, get them type of people away from you. And even if you have those type of people away from you, man, learn how to tone their motherfucking asses out. Because they will be the bottom of your situation and definitely trying to bring you down to the bottom with them. I've been at the bottom. I don't like the bottom. I'm not saying I was at the bottom because I was pretentious or an asshole. I was sitting there doing shit illicit or wrong. No. I was at the bottom because I was not in a place of knowledge. I didn't know. I had to go learn some stuff. I had to go learn how to be me. I had to learn how to man up enough and tell a motherfucker, man, fuck you. Get the fuck out my face. Because you don't know what you're talking about. You see, and the only way you get to that point is once you learn and you've gained knowledge to the point to where, oh, well, I understand this. I see what this is telling me to do. This motherfucker over here was trying to explain it to me, and he didn't know what the fuck he was talking. I get it. I should have read and comprehended this all along. Or I go find a mentor, someone who knows what they're talking about, who knows what they're doing. I surround myself with individuals who want to uplift as opposed to kick. Been there, done that, people. You listen to people and you end up in a perpetual cycle of regret because you didn't listen to yourself. You didn't listen to your inner person talking to you. And whether I don't know what people believe in, I don't. But if you sit still long enough, you tone everything out and you listen. Just listen. Don't listen to hear something. Don't listen to hear something. I'm going to say it again. Don't listen to hear something. You're listening because you know the word of God is coming. From within you, it's coming. It's gonna manifest itself into a true reality if you sit there long enough and you listen. Not like you regularly listen for people talking to you and you're trying to process conversation. No, this isn't something that you're gonna process. Because the only time that God is going to speak to you is when he knows that you're ready to receive that word. See, that's the part that we forget. And I told you the other day, you don't even know his name. What is the name of God? What is the name of your God? Not God, G-O-D. What is the name of the entity that you believe is going to bring you into salvation once you meet your demise? Salvation, right? Have you ever listened enough and intently enough and sat still long enough and eliminate all things, ambient noise around you long enough to hear God speak to you? Have you? What's going on, Sister Bree? How you doing? Momager out there with the new book on the scene. Yes, indeed. Momager Moves, NIL. Any individual that's out there that needs or has a high school kid that's an athlete, student athlete, and needs information on how to make the right moves going into the college space, you need to tap in. Yeah, you need to tap in. You need to tap in with my girl Bree, man. Her son plays professional basketball. Really good friends with my son Tolu. Um, he played at Alabama. Tolu played at Mississippi State. They both pursued their professional careers and have hit the mark. Yes, yes. And she has created her book. Bree, put your link that where you want people to go to check out the book into the comments for me, or the page that you created, Mama Moves, for them to actually get some insight in terms of how to lock in with you to either gain the book, to become sponsors, to help you with funding the projects for young people. I do know when we spoke before that she wants to be able to provide the book to families and young men and women at no cost. So what that means is you have to assist in raising sponsorship dollars and um, become proprietors of ambassadorship for Bree to help her push this book to the masses. And if not, well, hey, guess what? You're going to have to pay the fee. Just that simple. Whatever the fee is for the book. I don't know if she's selling it for 20, 30, 40 dollars. I don't know. But it's definitely going to be worth it. I've read the manuscript. I've read the book. She's given me an opportunity to review it, and everything that I see in it is on point, accurate. You will not leave any money on the table. If you read the book, take the advice, follow the steps, get all of the components necessary to assist in the win. And just like she says, it's not about the big bag, it's about the best fit. The bag comes. Yeah. 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 Awesome book. Awesome book. Thank you for joining me this morning too. My baby's online too. Let me see. I think she's still online. Yep, yep, yep. My wife. Good morning to my wife. Let's see who else has been here. Ja Blaze. Yes, indeed. The Cloud Chronicles. Make sure y'all tap in with Ja Blaze. Our good man is the official podcast affiliate for Freeway Records. Ja's been rocking out with me for some years now, and he is definitely an awesome host. If you have a product, have a business, if you are an artist and you want to get your word out, information about who you are, what you got going on, the Cloud Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen, is definitely a podcast and a conversation that you want to tap in with. Um, Okay, you can buy my book and find info and resources on my website. And this is for Miss Bree Milton at momagermoves.com. 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 That is, once again, ladies and gentlemen, www.momagermoves.com. Momagermoves.com. And as a matter of fact, while I'm looking at this, I'm going to go to momagermoves.com so I can tell you the cost of the book. All right, helping basketball parents get everything their athlete deserves. Awesome. Okay, you can contact Bree. She's got everything. Okay, Family Huddle. Okay, you got the different rates here. How she helps. Family Huddle, personalized game plan, family advisory partnership, great rates. I like it. Starting at $99 for the Family Huddle. These are consultations. Personalized game plan, $249, and family advisory partnership, $149 a month. That's the subscriber program, 6 months of ongoing guidance, strategy sessions, accountability, and direct support throughout your athlete's season. Explore the services. Contact Bree. And to give you a little background, Bree Milton, a basketball mom, author, advocate, and founder of Momager Moves. For more than 20 years, she supported her son's journey from youth basketball through the NCAA Division I programs and into professional basketball. She's learned um, from the stands, car rides, the kitchen table, recruiting calls, transfers, NIL conversations, and contracts. Now, she's turning those real lessons into guidance that helps families ask better questions, recognize their options, and make confident decisions. Yes, indeed. That's Momager Moves, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you tap in. And we will be buying the book. Yeah, yeah. We're going to be buying the book simply because we support um, our friends and family. And the book goes for $26. Yeah, $26. Come on now. If you're, let me do it like this. If you're a parent and you have a student athlete, and you have an opportunity to make a $26 investment for opportunity to have some insight on how to tap into hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, based on how good of an athlete and student your kid is. 26 bucks, hundreds of thousands of dollars. $26, millions of dollars. Okay, I'd invest that 26. And I would advise that you sit there and you hold counsel with Bree, ranging from $99 to $149 subscription packages to help you navigate along the way. Yes, yes, indeed. Tap in, tap in. Oh snap, man! I done got to talking. It's 7:30. Man, let me get up out of here. Y'all, look here, man. I get so caught up in doing everything else but what I need to be doing. Let me get on my thing. Let me get back on my stuff. Let's see. It's over here on IG. You know they make these screens so small, and when you're my age, when you my age, because some of y'all is young, some of y'all are really young. I had somebody the other day talking about, um, you know, I'm not young. To me, if you're under 45, you young to me. You have to understand that. You know, it's, it's nothing personal. I'm not taking a stab at you. I'm just saying, I'm a little long in the tooth. Y'all still got rice patties in your mouth. If you don't know what a rice patty is, that means you ain't never had no baby. You ain't never seen, them little teeth crowning and breaking the skin. Y'all rice patties in my eyes. Got a long way to go. And like I tell folks, man, hey, tell my kid, hey, live long, keep living. You see? Keep living because what you think you know in life at one age and one phase of your life, it's not going to be the same. Everything is fluid, and you have to learn to accept that because what we think we know as humans, man, we don't know shit. I promise you, we don't. So that's why I'm an advocate continuous learning. Continuous. And I like to, y'all know I like to have fun on this thing. I like to clown. I like to, because I am not, when it's time for me to get serious, when it's time for me to sit there and get into fight mode, when it's time for me, I've been trained to do these things. I'm not, you know, I know my background. I know what I did for the Department of Defense. I know what I've done for the Department of the Navy. I know my own mentality. I know me. So I don't have to put on airs. I don't have to sit there and act like I'm hard. I didn't grow up that way. I'm not a circus. I don't have on clown makeup. So I'm not the monkey show. Right? So I can be me. People like, man, is G really like that? If you know me, all my life I've been the same way, the same person. Because I've never lived to impress anyone. I impress my motherfucking self. I hear this a lot. Don't meet your heroes because they're going to, celebrity, they're going to disappoint you. Well, I said this before. My heroes are not celebrities. Those aren't my heroes. Those aren't people that I don't even know them. Those aren't people that I looked up to when I was coming up as a kid. I looked up to my grandfather, my uncle, my mom, my grandmother, um, my uncle Anthony, my uncle Joe, who's still living right now, 90 plus years old, in Philadelphia. You know, hey Tiffany, Tiffany Tate and the crew, my auntie Sandra, was out there taking care of Uncle Joe. But he's still moving around. He's still doing his thing. Ain't like they got to take care of him. So, you know, Those were my heroes. And I've never really. Okay. You know what's crazy? When you've lived a life that I've lived, and you've done the number of things that I've done, you begin to realize that, because I never used to put on for people. No, 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 no. And we've done promotion, we've done all kind of stuff. I've met some of the most famous to the most infamous. Famous, infamous, right? You know, Thriller. He's one of the most infamous characters on the planet. People don't want to admit it, but it's the truth. Anytime that you're caught up into um, the Iran-Contra affair, one of the biggest government scandals ever to hit our nation, you know, um, and Rick was right there in the middle of it, ended up serving time behind it. But from the most famous to the most infamous, just people to me. Just people. Both my sons play professional basketball. I celebrate them. I adore them. I enjoy watching them be great. And Aaron Estrada, I adore watching them being great. Great personalities, great young men. The individuals that I assisted in our community, assisted in elevating them throughout their entire high school career and watching them be great today. That's who I celebrate and appreciate. So when I meet famous people and celebrities and stars and they put on like they something, man, please, I'm the wrong person to be around, because I will clown the fuck out of you. Because you are not shit. Because that's how you're carrying on. Right? Great individual. I'll tell you who it is. Gulfport, Mississippi. Professional athlete. One of the best to do it and still doing it. You may know him as Chris Jackson. I know him as Mark Roof. Yeah. LSU. Well, come out of Gulfport High. LSU, played with Shaquille O'Neal, and then went on to an illustrious career. But the league blackballed my brother because of his beliefs. And it's not that he didn't want to stand for the flag. I mean, he told you why he wasn't going to stand for the flag. But they made it an issue as though he was standing against America. No, he was standing against fucking oppression. And we as a people didn't stand behind him. You see, before Colin Kaepernick and all of this, no, Mahmoud Rauf was doing this well before and ended up, the man. Now, these white boys sat there and they tried to put their foot on this brother's. That's just the truth. And when I say these white boys, I'm talking about the NBA, the people that were in charge, the commissioners in the league. Oh, no, he's a distraction. Man, please. No, y'all just violated a man's constitutional rights and his beliefs of, believing in what he wants to believe, in his religion. And actually standing up for civil rights. But you don't want to talk about that part of it. You don't want to talk about the fact, and you just displayed to the world that as an oppressor, we can sit there and hang meat off in you and do what we want to do to you, and there's nothing you can do about it. But guess what? You didn't stop Mahmoud Rauf. Guess what? Nah, fuck y'all. Yeah, okay, I would love to have that money. Why wouldn't I? Because I can take care of my family, making millions of dollars in the league, and future generations. But that's not going to stop me from doing what I do and what I believe in and getting out here playing basketball and traveling the world and giving my blessing to the people that believe in me. I'm sure he went through states of depression. And I know Mahmoud personally. He's a dear friend. He's trained my sons when they were kids. He'd come in and do camps. He'd work out with Boys and Girls Club. He'd do everything right. Still does to this day. People talk about, oh man, Steph Curry the best. No, Mahmoud Rauf would have been tagged as the best 3-point shooter in the league. Period. There's nobody that, even still today, that can move like this man. And I don't give props to motherfuckers, but when we talk about celebrity and people that you admire and can sit there and say, hey, bro, yeah, that's the direction you should go. See, I could stamp and validate that. I could co-sign that. Of Mahmoud Rauf all day long, twice on Tuesdays. But if I run across individuals who try to act as though they're better than because they have celebrity status or they're bigger than the program, man, please. Please. Said Michael Jackson on. Michael Jackson been gone. Yeah. Yeah. He was a professional though. Mike was a professional. He was definitely a professional. Um, if in fact you wanted to learn the process of how to become great and how much practice Michael Jackson put into the mix, if we talk about the same Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5, the little young man who went from singing Christmas carols, you know, with the afro and the nose about as big as mine, you know, they don't get much bigger than this, to something looking like Skeletor. And hey, that's what you, if you want to look like Skeletor, you know, with a Jerry curl, that's up to you. That's on you. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But to put yourself in a situation where you allow people to, and I don't know what his state of mind was, I have no clue, but to inject you with, I don't know if it was ketamine or some type of sleeping agent, a drug that could, you know, allow you to rest well, then that means that you're dealing with a lot of stress. You're dealing with a lot of outside forces that are just beating you down to where, hey man, I need this dope to go to sleep. And I don't know nothing about the doc. I don't know nothing about the situation because Prince is in the same way. I don't know if these folks were taking out the game. And folks are like, no, it ain't impossible. Yeah, it is possible. There's a lot of things possible. But I'm not speculating. I don't know. Did they take Prince and Mike out the game? Was Keefy D really the one? You see, these are questions I don't even want to know. I don't care. It's 30 years removed with Tupac and in that situation, but they bring it up. You know, they bring it up. You know what I'm saying? We still ain't found out who killed Biggie. But nigga, if you owe some child support, ooh, shit. Oh, they gonna find your ass. Yeah, they gonna find your ass. The state gonna find you. Yep. 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 Anyway, um, let's see. Let's do a little cash, you know, because we're about to get on out of this thing. We're about to come on out of here. Because I didn't extend it a little bit longer than what I needed to. Okay. What's going on, Mr. Shillingford? Um, Semi Quest, Angel Williams, Bree Melton, Jerry and Job Blaze, my brother, and Jonathan Shaw. How you all doing today? Let's see. He said there will never be another Michael Jackson. I agree with you. I agree with you. There was no one as professional when it came to getting on the stage and um, the way that he practiced, the way that he trained and conditioned himself, his body, what he put himself through to get to the state that he was in. Um, Janet Jackson was the same way, you know. Uh, and I say that because she didn't reach his heights, but she was right there. Now she was right there in terms of fandom, support, dollars raised, generated through record sale. And I say it because Latoya didn't reach that. Tito didn't reach that. Jermaine didn't reach that. You see? So yeah, there's some separation. There was a great divide. Um, Chris Brown, Usher, you know, Chris Brown's been doing this thing for quite some time. He was um, the kid's favorite. You know, he's been dancing since 13, 14 years old in people's faces, hitting stages. So, yes, unless you're doing it from a child actor and you've grown through generations and people have watched you grow up, because we don't see that anymore. We're not seeing that anymore. Whitney Houston is another one. Um, but she wasn't a child star, but she was there. We were Penny, aka Janet Jackson. We grew up watching Janet, you see? So there's a difference. Good times. So people had association with Penny and being abused and all kinds of stuff, and people grew to love Janet Jackson, you know. And then when she started singing and doing her thing, that's where her name, image, likeness, and notoriety took off, and she was in parallel with her brother Michael Jackson. You know, R. Kelly's good, but R. Kelly, and I love R. Kelly's music, but R. Kelly didn't grow with the times, if that makes any sense. You see, so you have generations that grew up with Mike that remembers Mike, or grew up with Janet Jackson that remember, and like, okay, I can associate. I remember these guys, like a not Carl Winslow, but Urkel or Eddie. These names stick because you've watched them on television growing up. So they become the superstars, right? Um, Another one, because Steve Urkel grew up with. I mean, if you're young enough and remember the Urkel situation, that whole scene, the people that stood out, because you had other folks that played in there, but Urkel is the one that still to this day that sticks out, right? Let's see. Family Matters. That's right. That's right. So, yeah, kind of steered a little bit. But let me close out, ladies and gentlemen. Let me close out. We'll be back here with Industry Talk later on today. Make sure you tune in with us at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time with my good man Jonathan Shaw. Inside Speaks. Tap in with us. And before we get out of here, like I told you guys, let me run a couple commercials. If in fact you are interested in participating in our You Ain't My Type casting call, I'm looking for actors, actresses, just common lay folks that want to have a good time and maybe even find love. You want to participate in our You Ain't My Type, man, I ain't even going to acknowledge it. Justin Bieber. White boy gets no play here, man. Sorry. Let's see. And I'm not being prejudiced. I'm just saying he gets no kudos with me. Justin Bieber. Before I say a Justin Bieber, and I'm not taking nothing away from the Bieber. I promise you, I'm not taking anything away from Justin Bieber. Um, but I would go with a Ralph Van before I say a Justin Bieber. I would go with a Bobby Brown before I say a Justin Bieber, or um, you know a Tony before I say a Justin Bieber. I would even so much to say, a Heavy D, because I watched Heavy D grow up. What you mean don't do Beeb like that? I'm doing Beeb just like that. No, you can't bring the beat. Boys to Philadelphia, Boys to Men. I would mention a Boys to Men before a Bieber. Right? Come on now. Y'all talking to me. I'm Mississippi. Bieber? And I'm not taking nothing away. I can't even name me don't look it up either. Name me a Bieber song that was a hit that you can just recall just off the top of your head. Yeah, he did start at a young age. Yes, he did. And so did Drake. They started on I don't know where Bieber started, but I know Drake started on Nickelodeon and all that kind of stuff. Degrassi and stuff like that. So yes, he was a child star, but the fame, the notoriety, he is not bigger than a Michael Jackson. No, Bieber, Michael Jackson, no comparison. No, I can't even compare Bieber to a Chris Brown. No, Chris be jamming his ass off. You ever seen that brother dance? I ain't, that nigga can jam. He got some fucking fancy footwork. The Backstreet Boys insane. Don't be bringing up them old ass goddamn 1980s squash box buckle. No! You gonna make me go back to goddamn, what's his name? The come a chameleon guy. What's his name? Shit, I can't even remember some of these motherfuckers. Not Boy George and shit like that. Britney, no, I don't even talk about Britney Spears. She goddamn running around in her underwear, swinging knives on TikTok. What the industry will do to you. Oh wow! I did not see. Now y'all being messy. Now y'all, I don't know nothing about this, but the statement is Bieber was. Why y'all gonna bring Diddy into this? Why y'all? That's not even. We ain't even talking about how we even circle into somebody booty getting took. Come on, man. That's not what the conversation was about. We talking about talent. We ain't talking about abuse. You know what I'm saying? Damn. But you had Diddy take a lot of them boys' booty. So Bieber ain't the only one. That's right. What's going on, Cat? That's right, Boy George. Thank you. Boy George. And who was the other one? Look. But when it comes to the music, Michael Jackson through the stratosphere. Bieber, no comparison. Yes, he did get Diddyfied, and so did a bunch of other ones that were out there. You know what I'm saying? And I feel sorry for those kids. You see, Diddy wouldn't be alive if it was my kid. But at the same time, I'm not. That's why I don't, I don't sit there and look up to or appreciate celebrities like that. I told you who my heroes were. I told you who I looked up to. I looked up to my grandfather. I looked up to Mongo Calvin. These were my heroes, right? People that I can still to this day go talk to, and they can give me sound advice. Usher, man, hell no. That motherfucker goddamn spreading pestilence and disease. I don't fuck with Usher either. Now, Chris Cross was cold back in the day. Now, I didn't walk around with my clothes on backwards, but I did have the cross colors gear. I was cross colored down. I ain't put my shit on backwards. Malu wasn't going for that shit. And if I say Malu, that's my mom. You know, that was her nickname, Malu. But yeah, diddified. Yeah, these niggas getting diddified out here. And the white boys too. He out there goddamn putting that diddly on them. Jermaine Dupri is one of the most prolific and proficient A&Rs out there. He knows how, and he definitely recognizes some talent. You know, I've never really known him for being a performer, but he definitely recognizes good talent. Missy Elliott, we're going down the list. Yeah, she's definitely good. I think she's out of, where was it? Virginia, somewhere out there, Virginia Beach or something. Um, yeah, was it Virginia? Wherever she was, not Virginia. Where do we go do the Bree? Where is the when they do the seniors and all the seniors basketball players meet in one area? Portsmouth. There you go, Portsmouth. Portsmouth is where Missy Elliott is from. They dedicated a street tour, all kinds of stuff. I didn't know this until I ended up going to Portsmouth. Until I ended up going to Portsmouth and did a little moving around and saw that she was from the area. They named some streets after her and all kinds of good stuff. Yeah, Angel, you can keep going, but look, some of the people that you mentioning, they ain't nothing. They ain't nothing. You know who some of the look here, and some of the names that you sitting there throwing out, you forgetting some of the best of the best, the best of the best, right? Because a lot of you may have grown up listening to, oh shit. Now I was about to say some shit, but she look, see, Angel one of them niggas that like to one up you. I didn't figure this shit. That's that Oak Cliff shit. But she say she from Louisiana or people from Louisiana, so I know she get it on us. Now she telling me that my cousin Pharrell, Neptune's Pharrell, I ain't about to go into it. Call that nigga. That's what you do. Call that nigga. Call Pharrell and get him on the phone with me right now. Yeah. Right now. Call that nigga. Pharrell. Neptunes. Damn, Shaw, he went all the way back to fucking Stevie Wonder. Oh shit, man, this is funny as hell. I love y'all, man. I love y'all. Y'all keeping me on my feet. Yes, he did start when he was 11. But Stevie Wonder ain't blind. I just want y'all to know that nigga can see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just so y'all know. Williams is strong. Anyway, let's see. Angel with, man, Bree, don't be. All right. Yeah. And just so y'all know, Barack Hussein Obama, that's my nephew. Yeah. Fuck it. I'm putting it out there. Yeah. There you go. Nope, that's right. Somebody came to see you. But don't tell nobody that Barack is my nephew. Anyway, let's get back into it. And we'll close this thing out, man. I got something special for y'all. I let you guys know that I've been getting some really good blog information. Oh yeah, that's right, Bree. That is right. And some people don't want to acknowledge Mahmoud Rauf, but I always acknowledge Mahmoud Rauf. Why? Because he played a very important role in my son's life, in training, assisting them during training, both of them. You know what I'm saying? And we did private sessions with Mahmoud, and he'd come in and do group sessions with the Boys and Girls Club. My wife would bring him in because she was a youth director. with the Boys and Girls Club. So we poured into our kids, but for us to actually have that relationship with another individual, another great individual from the Mississippi Gulf Coast, yeah, that's where we tip our hat to individuals like that. Um, have I met some asshole celebrities? Yes. Have I told them about themselves? Of course. But I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have. Maybe they were tired. Or maybe they felt I wanted a picture, an autograph, or want to sit there and talk some bullshit with them. That's why I don't even pay them no mind. You find from professional athletes to goddamn movie stars, you know. Because to tell you the truth, you ain't really done shit. Now I showed y'all last night my my professional acumen when it comes to acting. I showed y'all that last night. I showed you how I get into character and I can sit there and portray any role at a high level. And I ain't just talking about on that chronic. I'm talking about at a high level. I showed that on display last night. If you weren't locked in with us last night and you didn't see it, that's your fault. That's on you. You should have tapped in. Before I get up out of here, and yes, since we are working on our domestic violence skit, needing actors and actresses that want to participate, you know, I'm going to pull together the win. We're going to actually do that. We're looking for some male actors, some female actresses, and we're going to present domestic violence in such a way that you have to begin to ask the question, you have to. And if in fact you want to participate in You Ain't My Type, we have a casting call going on right now for You Ain't My Type for our dating show. Hey, tap in with us, man. You never know. You might find love.
You ain't my type, but you might be tonight. I'm good. You ain't my type. Come on, baby, change my mind. I'm good. We'll laugh, we'll laugh. Let's see what we find. You ain't my type. They never felt this fun. Woo!
Yes, indeed. And we're gonna close out today with some very insightful words. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're going to be talking about being solid to yourself. That's what I take from this. Being true to yourself. Even when the world punches you in the face, kicks you in the ass. Because at the end of the day, man, you're in this thing by yourself. You got family support, you got folks but you're by yourself. You came into this world alone, unless you had a fraternal twin. You're gonna go on your own. Unless you're Al Qaeda and you're taking a bunch of motherfuckers with you. But just remember that. So stay focused, stay locked in, stay driven, stay motivated to do you. Because just like we were talking about early on in the show, when a motherfucker sits there and tells you you're doing too much and they're not doing anything at all, yeah, you definitely have to dismiss them because they have no clue. They have no clue. Lynette Williams, ladies and gentlemen.
And a young white boy asked a question that made me stop scrolling and really think. Still Here, Still Gold by yours truly, Lynette Williams. I was watching a video on TikTok the other day, and a young white boy asked a question that made me stop scrolling and really think. He was basically asking, why do black people go so hard for prom? Why do birthdays have to be such a big deal? Why all the outfits, the pictures, the big celebrations, and the noise? Before I say anything else, let me be clear. I don't hate anybody, and I love all races. But as I sat there watching that video, I wished I could sit across from that young man and give him a real, unfiltered answer. If you've ever wondered why some of us celebrate so big, can I be completely honest with you? We celebrate because we are still here, still alive, still breathing. The milestones we don't take for granted. Sometimes people see the big energy, the loud music, and the grand outfits, and they think it's just about showing off, but they don't know the history. They don't know the neighborhood. They don't know the weight of the streets or the quiet battles fought behind closed doors. Somebody didn't make it to 17. Somebody didn't make it to 18. Somebody never got the chance to put on that prom dress. Somebody never got to stand in that tuxedo, smile for the cameras, and make their mama cry. Happy tears. Somebody never made it to walk across that graduation stage. Somebody never made it to C21. So yes, and when we reach a milestone, we celebrate big, not out of arrogance, not because life has always been easy or because we think we're better than anyone else. Sometimes the celebration is a testimony. It's a family looking at a young person and screaming from the bleachers because the unspoken truth in the room is you survived. You made it. Why not be proud and gold? Why shouldn't a mother go all out when her child crosses that stage? Why shouldn't a young man dress like royalty for his birthday when the world spent years trying to convince him he wasn't worth much? Sometimes that gold dress isn't just fabric. Sometimes that tailored suit isn't just an outfit. Those balloons, photo shoots, and loud family gatherings are somebody's way of saying, life tried to break me, but I am still standing. We weren't born with 40 acres and a mule. Black Americans didn't begin this country's history with equal access to wealth, land, protection, or opportunity. That history is real, and you can't erase it. But I don't want this conversation to stop at what was denied. I want to talk about what was built anyway. Families, businesses, degrees, careers, homes, art, music, and culture. Entire legacies created in spaces where generations before us were told they didn't belong. Gold Americans. It amazes me how many times brown and black individuals can be pushed down, counted out, and written off. And yet, somehow, they get right back up. You lose something, you rebuild, you get told no, you find another door, you get counted out, you show up in your best outfit anyway. That's why I refuse to reduce our story to just struggle. There is pain in the blueprint, absolutely. But there is also brilliance, creativity, style, and excellence. There is gold. When I think about our people, I don't just see struggle, I see gold Americans. Not because I'm denying my blackness, but because gold survives pressure. Gold holds immense value. Gold can be buried under dirt for years and still retain its worth. Gold can go through the hottest fire and come out on the other side shining brighter than before. And when I look at how many people have survived things that were meant to destroy them, gold is exactly what I see. They see the party, not the survival people. Outside of an experience, often see the celebration without understanding everything that came before it. They see the loud birthday party. They don't see the gratitude for reaching another year. They see the flashy prom pictures. They don't see a kid who beat the odds just to graduate. They see the cap and gown. They don't see the student carrying the unfulfilled dreams of grandparents who weren't allowed in those classrooms. They see the outfit. They don't see the struggle it took to buy it. They see the joy. They don't see the nights somebody almost gave up. Celebration is not always just having fun. Sometimes celebration is remembrance, gratitude, and resistance. It's looking at everything that tried to stop you and saying, I'm still here, still alive, still breathing, still growing, still building, still shining. We're the gold. Tomorrow was never promised to any of us. So while we are here on this earth, we are going to live, love, dress up, take 1,000 pictures, and scream and stomp until our throats are sore when our babies walk across that stage. And yes, sometimes we are going to wear the damn gold too, because after everything we've been through, we're still here. If you want to read more of my blogs, please visit rawtruenovels.org and share your thoughts. Still here.
Okay. Yes. Once again, like I was saying, thank you, Angel. Once again, rawtruenovels.org. Make sure you tap in with my sister Lynette Williams. You will start to hear Lynette's intimate conversations and her blogs. Got bugs. Got me a little moth floating around in the studio today. I don't like to kill those little things. I let them fly. You ever thought about that? The insects, their community. Once you kill them, you smush them. You know, what happens? Do they have a soul? Anyway, but like I was saying, you will start to hear Lynette's conversations. Well, as long as she continues to send them to me. You know, what she wants to put out to the world, we're here for it. You know, and I thank her for giving me the opportunity to bless the world with her messaging. But I will tell you all this. Yes. And I'm standing pat and I'm standing firm on this. You sapsuckers, I will not allow you to hijack my show. Yeah, my sister, my aunt, now Angel. All you sapsuckers, boy, I tell you, ain't worth a quarter. But y'all way smarter. So, you know, I'm definitely going to, I definitely, you know, step back a little bit. Yeah, I'll step back. You know, because whether y'all realize it or not, y'all make me look good. Y'all make me look like I know something. You know what I mean? When you do stuff like that, you know, they be like, oh, damn, G, all right, man. You got some smart people, goddamn. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So thank you. But yeah, I do know what y'all trying to do, though. I know what y'all trying to do. I know what y'all trying to do. Kiara, Emily, Holly, Angel. Yeah, yeah, trying to take over. Tisha, with your house blend seasonings and shits. Huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All this. Make sure y'all go get y'all some blend seasoning too. Definitely, definitely. Most definitely. And if you think about it, y'all make sure y'all go to my site, man. Jim's IT Publishing. Jim's IT Publishing dot com. Is it .com? Yeah, .com. JimsITPublishing.com. FreeRecordsLLC.org. And go to the bookshelf and buy the 21 Keys of Success. Make sure you get the 21 Keys of Success. Good book. My good friend, Free Ricky Ross. Make sure you buy the book. And while you're at it, if you hadn't gotten it, Free Ricky Ross, The Untold Autobiography. Second edition. So if it's a second edition, that means that there was a first edition. And don't think I'm just being a jack. But this is for individuals that are out there that are in the promotional game. Right? Because we're going to do a show on etiquette. I've been waiting to do a show, but it's kind of hard for a person like myself to do a show on etiquette when I myself have no clue, right? But I've been disturbed. I've been watching people eat, and I've been watching how they cut their steaks or their chicken, or how they hold their forks, how the server serves, whether over the right shoulder or left shoulder, how they put your drink on a table, how you're supposed to sit at a table. Why do you put your handkerchief or table napkin on your lap? And which leg do you put it on? Your right leg or your left leg? When you're sitting at the table, how are you supposed to sit? When you walk into a room, I'm ready to give you the etiquette god daggone profile of a lifetime, but I'm not the one to be able to do it. Because I'm a very uncouth type person. And I let people be people. But if you're at the table and you're doing certain things that kind of aggravates the shit out of me, I kind of talk about it. One thing. And maybe it's just from being on a ship, right? Because we wear hats out on the ship, right? We do. We definitely do. But once you walk inside and you go into the mess hall, you remove that cover. The only person that's going to wear a cover on that ship inside the mess, and 9 times out of 10 is probably not going to do that either, just out of respect, is the captain of that ship. The XO, the commanding officer. And these are things that are innate. These are things that you learn. These are things that you know. But we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to find someone who can come talk to you about etiquette. How to dress. Right? Some formal entries. We used to have debutante balls and different things for kids as they were growing up to learn different ways to move in the world. And we've kind of forgotten or lost touch with that. Because for some odd reason, we don't care anymore. Right? We're also going to talk about this era of individuals, male and females, that don't know how to cook. Every night they want to go out to eat. And if they're not going out to eat, they're just fixing some shit. Some stovetop stuffing or fixing them some tacos or, fixing a hamburger. Ain't nobody out here really cooking, baked chicken and red beans and rice and knowing how to whip up some potato salad, gumbo, crawfish etouffee, jambalaya. I mean, really getting into the kitchen and preparing, knowing how to make, rolls from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Flour and water, little yeast and shit like that. Nobody knows. And yes, we can have a ball in Mississippi, a debutante ball here in Mississippi. But we've got to, you can't just, you got to build these kids up to where they know how to go through the process, how to really show reverence and respect to the young lady, get them a nice botanical to either put it on their wrist or on their dress. I guess they call it a corsage. I call it a botanical. It's a flower, either which way it goes. Getting dressed up, looking sharp. How to stand, how to sit there in posture. Make sure that she's holding his elbow as they walk in, or maybe have her hand rested on the top of his wrist. In step. Teaching them how to do several dances. From the waltz. Yeah. You don't know how to waltz? You don't know how to sit there and do the dance? We'll throw a little mariachi up in there too. A little some salsa. Yeah, those were classic vibes back in the day. And I participated in all of that stuff. My mother made me, well, she didn't make me, but I didn't have a choice. I told you, I played several instruments. The piano. My grandfather made me play the trumpet and the saxophone when I lived in Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey. No. And it still stays with me today. That's why I love music. Because of the things that I learned back in the day. What are these kids learning today? I'll tell you what they're learning. Hold on a second. I'll tell you what they're learning. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing. Except for watching the damn screen. And we wonder why our rates are where they are. Why kids are graduating from high school. That doesn't even sound right. Kids are graduating from high school and not being able to read and comprehend. Now, all of you have seen that young man, distraught and telling us, hey man, we're doomed, so to speak. But you're the teacher. And granted, I'm an advocate for making sure you teach your kid at home. And I'm not about to go down this whole road with this, but you teach at home. Those kids learn at home. Now, when they go to school, if in fact you have kids that are suffering or in a situation where they're not, my whole family are educators. Everybody. My mom, my cousin Catherine, all of these guys are educators. So they know, right, what it takes. And they raise their own kids to the point to where, we're not going to put it off on the school to why my kid can't read, write, do arithmetic. I know y'all ain't heard that word in a while. But to get onto the platform and boo-hoo about these kids graduating and not knowing how to do X, Y, Z, well, why is your school graduating these motherfucking kids? You see, that's that shit. Whereas the participation, oh, you participated, you didn't made it to this point, and you've matriculated. We got to get you out of here. Nah, back in the day, shit, if you ain't master it, your ass failed. You had to repeat. They don't even want these kids repeating. We want you out of here. And so if y'all actually allowed kids to graduate with a third and fourth grade comprehension reading level, then that school needs to be shut down. I'm sorry. Because there is no way, as an administrator of a school, I'm going to allow the kids that I'm supposed to be entrusted to tender and care for. No. And I'm going to allow you to go out into the world and be an idiot? No. 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 So we'll pick this back up later on. Thank y'all for joining me. Didn't mean to leave you hanging like that, but I got to. Why? Because, we're allowing things to happen in our world and in our societies, and we're accepting it. Like it's okay. And we wonder why the crime rates where they are. We wonder why kids are out here doing the things that they're doing, because we're not taking the time to invest the energies that's needed to bring these kids out of the bad situations that they're in present day. Now, these are things that I can talk about all day long because I give a damn about the youth that are coming up in our societies. I do. And just talking to these kids, that's not going to get it. You got to be actively involved in these kids' lives. Because if not, they don't believe you. They've coming from an environment where nobody give a damn about them. Y'all know that to be true. So if you just giving them, a one-off conversation, man, save that conversation for yourself because they ain't listening. Are you going to be actively involved in my life? Because you know what? When you finish with all that hot, that bag of hot air that you trying to sit there and push into my ears, nigga, my goddamn stomach still touching the back of my goddamn spine. Because when I leave this school, guess what? I'm going home and ain't got nothing in the motherfucking refrigerator. My mama still goddamn out there running the streets. I don't know who my daddy is. My grandma, she's still in the goddamn club her damn self. But we expect these kids, based on the environment, to make choices that are going to be superior to another individual's thought who is in a nice home, nice school environment, people that are supporting and caring for them. And I'm not saying that they're perfect. I'm just saying that they're going to make better choices. Because they're not sitting there trying to figure out where their next meal is going to come from. Take some things in consideration before you figure out that you know the best way. Because I'm not saying I know the best way. I just know that there's a concern. But I do know that I've tested the theory. And there's a group of kids out of Bay St. Louis that I can sit there and earmark and show you. If you put your time, efforts, and energies into these kids, they're going to produce something great. I can assure you that. Every last kid that we put our hands on, in terms of assisting, mentoring, showing that we care, pour it into them. All of them got their degrees. Some of them got extended degrees, masters. Some of them working on their doctorate. They're working. They have families. Shit. Some are professional athletes. Some are professionals in their space, lawyers, accountants. You ain't hear me say none of them are drug dealers. You ain't hear me say none of them are robbers. You ain't hear me say none of them are killers. And they grew up in the same shitty fucking environment that I grew up in. But they did not make any excuses. Remember what excuses are, people. I'll tell you again, excuses are monuments of nothing. They build bridges to nowhere. Those of us who choose to use these tools of incompetence shall become masters of the same. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know me. It's always about health, wealth, wellness. Stay there. Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. Right now, over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime.